So I want to first of all thank you guys for coming, joining this Zoom meeting. Obviously, what a time to be alive, right? It's totally different. Look at us. Normally I would, try to set up this meeting face to face, but we got to practice our social distance. We got to do our part. So want to appreciate you guys for coming out. And welcome to the first installment, the premiere of Discover Your Other Self. This is crazy times for all of us. I know there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, right? But in a lot of uncertainty, and that word is truly important. And I'm going to explain to you why, because that's going to set you free. There's nothing to be scared of. This is only temporary, right? So the whole purpose of these sessions, we're going to get together on a weekly basis, and I would love for you guys to stick with me on a weekly basis if you can. If you can't, totally understand. We got a lot going on, especially with the family, and I know some of you guys are juggling kids right now, multiple kids all at once, kind of tugging at your leg, tugging at your clothes, trying to get your attention. Your husband, your wife, your spouse might be nagging on you for a little, this and that, but let's kind of take this 30 minutes to get acquainted and empower ourselves. So, discover your other self. What does this mean? Well, it's all about building your mindset. When I talked about this being only temporary, it's about planning right now. Like, when are we ever going to get a chance in our lives to use this time to actually sit down with ourselves, get to know, and then get to unknow ourselves? And I'll explain what getting unknowing yourself actually means and how that's going to help you break through this whole process. Now, it's about building that mental muscle, and I'm going to be your personal trainer today. In terms of personal training, we all know that takes a lot of strength, right? It's all physical, but I'm going to get into your mental. I'm going to talk to you and give you the tips and tricks that you need to build your personal brand. Everybody talks about the new normal, AKA the digital norm. Us as a group, we're going to work to change that terminology because we're humans at the end of the day, right? We're adaptable. Through the dawns of time, we've gone through so many ups and downs, but we can make it through, right? Like, everything's changing, everything's virtual. You need to be prepared for this new world, and it starts right now. And it's all about doing you. The reason why I say that, I will share my story, which I don't share with a lot of people, but I did discover my other self. And 2019 was the year in which that happened. And I'll explain how it has prepared me for everything that's going on in today's environment. I promise you. And again, personal brand, right? I'm watching you guys on LinkedIn. Love what you guys got going on. And I want to give you guys the tips and tricks that you need to stand out. The beauty of this is, this is a community, and I want us to be very interactive. Some of us are employed. Some of us were impacted, meaning our job, we're unemployed. Some of us are unemployed. So this is an opportunity for you to really discover who do you want to be when you grow up. It's a real thing, right? And we can work together as a community to offer up opportunities that are available out there. So to make this interactive, please share within the chat and the comments any opportunities that you guys may be stumbling across. Anybody needs some help, feel free to do that. Take massive action. I'm going to teach you what that means too. It's funny, I went to a Tony Robbins event last year, and the inside joke is that we thought he said massive acid at first. I was like, what? Did he just say massive acid? No, take massive action. That propels you and allows you to use the momentum from your mind to actually move your body forward, so you could actually take action and manifest all of your goals and your desires. And we got one life. We got to remember that. A lot of us act like we got multiple chances at this life. We only got one to live, so let's just be happy. And I want to dedicate this session right here to Samir Gentles. He just passed away a couple of weeks ago. I used to work with him at Rogers. We used to work out together at the gym. 41 years young. If you think about this, I would listen to Les Brown, motivational speaker for any of those that know him. But he would say, where is the richest place on this earth, and it's the graveyard. And the reason why it's the richest place on earth is because it takes into account all the bodies, all the people that passed away and left their hopes, their dreams. And some of them didn't even get to capitalize on it. So let's not let that be us, right? Let's work to collectively as a group and hit those goals. So I want to explain to you how this all works. I'm going to make it very interactive. There's going to be a lot of air high fives because social distancing, this is the new norm, right? It's going to be informative and it's got to be valuable. So I'm going to give you some nuggets every single week so that you could take notes if you want, share ideas. I created a LinkedIn group last night, so join the group, join the conversation. We're going to be doing these in 30-minute sessions because I just want to keep them quick bites, like Quibi. Quibi is a new platform that just launched last week. It's a really cool content that's up to 10 minutes in length. We're going to take that concept and apply it to these sessions because I want this to be digestible. I want this to be fun. I'm going to offer up Reggie's tip of the week. So every week, in hopes to get you guys back, I can't give you everything all at once. I got to make you guys come back for something. So every single week, I'm going to give you some tips that you could take with you. You're going to pretty much accumulate all these tips, create your own strategy and plan. And then I'm also going to give you a challenge of the week. This is a little bit of homework, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be engaging. It's going to build that mental muscle that you need to take momentum and take action. I'm also going to have a guest of the week. I actually have guests lined up for the next several weeks, all the way up to June. It's crazy. It's amazing how many people just want to talk and tell their story in terms of how they discovered their other self. So get prepared for that. I'm also going to be selling T-shirts. No, not really. This is a joke. But we are WebExing and chilling right now. We're Zooming and chilling. But again, this is all about having fun. And then you guys got to remind me of the Amazon challenge. This is really cool. So I want you guys to participate in this. So I'm going to give you a glimpse into my past and how I discovered my other self. If I had to write a book, or if I, wrote a movie, like directed a movie, it would be called 2019, the year that was, because the way I was moving previously, before January 30th, 2019, I was working 9 to 5. I was living that life where it's just like 9 to 5 job, going through the motions. I hated traffic. I was stuck in traffic for 3 hours in terms of round trip. Like, think about all that time I wasted going to a job. I love the actual function of the job, but I knew that, I didn't have that much growth opportunities. I was hitting the ceiling, right? Even though I was optimistic about my career path and where I was going, I always stuck in this bubble because they kept me there. Anytime I would ask for, promotion, growth opportunities, they'd say, no, stay in this little bubble. This is all you're going to go. So I, being me, I thought, I'm going to break through that glass ceiling, but it didn't happen. And then eventually got bored. I got tired of it. I said, you know what? It's time to go. I decided to make a move, take on a new opportunity. Unfortunately, when I went to take on that opportunity, it didn't work out. For the first time in my life, I was unemployed. First time. I felt like I was on my face, like a ton of bricks just hit me. My ego smashed. Didn't know what I was doing. Now, it's funny, I actually met up for coffee the morning that I got the news that, Reggie, we're not going to move forward with this. I was just totally distraught. I went to coffee with a friend of mine, Damian Wilson. I'll never forget our conversation. He said, you know what? I'm so glad that this happened. And he started smiling. And I'm like, I was so emotional. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, this is like, I have no job right now. What's there's to be excited about? He goes, trust me. Just trust me. Like, there's a God out there. And it's not like anybody on this call has to believe in God. If you believe in the universe, if you believe in the source, if you believe in energy. I believe in God. I'm a spiritual person. But if you trust in God, you trust the process, He'll redirect you into your purpose. And that's exactly what happened. So remember that job, that 9 to 5 job that I talked about, traveling 3 hours round trip. My days consisted of waking up early in the morning, driving an hour and a half to work, getting home at 7 o'clock at night, eating, and then watching a few shows, and then going back to sleep and rinse and repeat. But now if I look at all the things that I accomplished because of that redirection, and that's the redirection of discovering your other self. Look, I discovered God. Les Brown, cold showers, read The Alchemist, started up a consulting company, opened a grad program, like created a grad program, like out of the blue. Something just came to me, just like how I'm with you guys right now. I got a gut feeling saying, hey, I need to start this and build this community. I broke my hand, right? I created 2 MVPs for apps. And when I broke my hand, I would start running, and ironically, I would see a 3-legged dog walking. And then it prompted me to say, hey, you need to participate in CrossFit games, even with one hand. So all these things started happening, right? I went to Tony Robbins. I found a business partner, broke up with a business partner, created a vision board. I know I'm moving through this fast, but I just want to give you guys an idea of how this redirection brought me into where I am right now, which is I'm happy. 100+ rejection emails trying to apply for jobs. I sent an apology letter to the people that I hurt in the past to kind of empty my cup. I sat courtside at a Raptors game, right, when they're in the finals. I met my mentor at a job interview. Prashant, if you're out there and if you made it on today's call, thank you so much for accepting that opportunity. And then I had multiple job offers, and I finally took one where I'm working right now at 360 Insights. It was either between 360 Insights or Ashley Madison. Who did I want to help out? People that want to cheat on their spouse, or do I want to help out the people like a software company and grow? I chose the software company, but I was able to negotiate my salary while I was going on vacation to DR. Like, it was a crazy story. So all these things happened. I created a podcast. I was so fixated on getting a promotion from my old job where I was at, where I finally got promoted to a director. I engaged with Centennial College, Ryerson, UFT, and I was able to present to these students to help give them the knowledge and the tools that they needed to succeed after they graduated. Without that instance of landing on my face, falling on my face, crying in those cold showers, all this stuff wouldn't have happened. And now I'm hosting my first Zoom series. I want to thank you guys again for joining. And that's how I discovered my other self. So this is the knowledge, these are the tools, this is the opportunity for everybody on this call. It doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter your employment status. It's all about building that mental muscle to break through. This is only temporary. So my tip of the week, know yourself. And what that means, it's shed your past, get rid of it. It's, stop telling yourself the stories. Create your own script. What I mean by that is I would always have limiting beliefs in terms of what I could do. Like 2 years ago, I would not even be in front of you doing this right now if I didn't, fall into that situation. I know Kareem Perez is on the bridge too, and I want to give a big shout out to him because he, we were in Vegas last year, and I said, man, I want to start doing video, and I said I was totally shook by it. But now I'm doing podcasts, and I had Cabby Richards come to my house to actually interview him. It's crazy. My house is now a studio. It's nuts. So change the script. Be the director of your movie. This is the opportunity. Well, how does your movie end? I was talking to one of my clients, Katrina. Big shout out to Katrina. I see you here. I'll tell her, think about how your movie's going to end. Build an Oscar-winning performance. Don't worry about what other people think of you. Because when we start with the mind, then we build onto the tips that I'm about to give you in the coming weeks in terms of what that means from a digital perspective, what that means for your LinkedIn profile, what that means for your persona. The art of detachment, understand the power behind it. I used to be so fixated on, the thoughts and beliefs that I had in my mind, the limiting beliefs, the people. I used to be so concerned about what people thought, what I would wear, everything. the labels. Oh man, I need to be a director. Oh my God, like I was striving so hard, right? Because that would give me status. That gave me a sense of identity, which is, it's just a title. And I would always be so fixated on the outcome. But when you drop that notion and you detach from all that, you free yourself. And remember where we talked about uncertainty at the beginning? Well, once you free yourself from that notion of uncertainty, you can use that to propel you to the next level. Because at these times, it's uncertain about what's going to happen. But if you start the planning right now and you prepare for when the dust settles and you build that muscle right now, I guarantee you, you won't even recognize yourself a year from now. And you know what? The possibilities are endless. So my challenge of the week is, what are the first 3 things that you guys are going to do when the dust settles? I want you guys right now, just at least give me one right now in the chat. Just put it in the chat. Just put it in. Just put it in. But by next week, I want you guys to send me your top 3 things that you're going to do as soon as the dust settles. And we're back to quote unquote normal. It's probably still the same new normal. But my challenge to myself is to see if I could at least change one of those. Because in theory, if I could give you guys the knowledge, the tips and tricks, the insights to build your personal brand, I gotta believe that I could change at least one thing, because you're gonna start thinking different. So put it in the chat, guys. Let's participate. Does that sound good? Can I get an air high five? Come on, everyone, give me an air high five. Come on, Brianna. Come on, Melanie. Where's my high five? Let's go. All right. So for our guest of the week, Katrina, thank you for that. All right. Let's see what we got here in the chat. All right. Quit your job. All right, Triz. All right. Kareem says, hit the gym. O'Dane says, quit the gym. I'm sorry, quit my job. All right. Keep it going, guys. Keep the conversation going. Get into a grad program. Good for you, Brianna. All right, Brett, see my clients in person. That's awesome. And then Jason Mason, have my show on air. That's awesome too, man. Keep it going, guys. Keep the chatter going. All right, so I'm gonna introduce Hanna Salazar, host of Advice from the Hanna podcast. She has over 7,000 listens on her podcast alone. That's a lot of people listening. She is a personal development conversationalist, interviews extraordinary entrepreneurs. She is super engaging, I promise you that. She is a motivational speaker as well. She spoke at Microsoft last year, and truly amazing individual. I met her last year at Kareem's Tech Effect. That was a huge opportunity for us to connect. And she's a networking beast. And what I mean by that, she constantly follows up with you. I've never seen it before in my life, where I would be preparing for speaking engagements, and sometimes, you know, because I'm so busy, she would hit me up and say, hey, you ready for that event? You ready? And it's like, she had to remind me that I had the event. So that's how she uses action. She uses massive action, takes the momentum to get things done. Okay, so her fun fact is that she is second in line to the Presidente beer throne in the Dominican Republic. Follow her on LinkedIn, everybody, and welcome Hanna. I'm just gonna stop sharing so we can get off.
Oh, there we go.
So what's up, Hanna? How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I heard a bit of you over there, and you sound good. Good. So congrats on the first of many webinar series on Zoom. Zoom should be happy that you're on this platform.
I know, right? Like, I wish I would have invested in some Zoom shares, right? Or even the technology. So let's start with some questions. Okay. When did you discover your other self?
So it was about 2 years ago. I was very similar to your story. I was somebody that was going through the motions. I was like, I need to do something. And to add humor to it, I used to follow Cardi B when she had 60,000 followers, and I thought she was hysterical. And so Cardi B's my spirit animal. Nonetheless, seeing what online can do for yourself and your persona, I thought, I was like, wait a second, I'm funny. A, B, I help people in my intimate circle all the time. And C, what do I have to lose? So I launched this little page called Advice from Hanna, and now we're here.
Awesome.
Now we're
Cool.
here.
And then how do you go about transforming and creating your personal brand? How did you go about that? What was that process like?
That was uncomfortable to begin with. I won't sit here and sugarcoat and say, yeah, this was great. I've had a great time. 95% of the time that I do stuff, I have no idea whether or not it's going to work. And I have no idea what the response is going to be. So creating the personal brand was like reconstructing myself and getting to know my inner self again. And then putting it online and putting it in the hearts and homes of people, and then waiting to get judged and feedback from it. So, you know, that was super exciting and challenging. And it still happens today. I you know, what you said about me, that's so nice. But I'm like, oh my God, who is this chick? So I still struggle with it, you know?
Well, you mentioned like putting yourself out there. That's like one of the hardest things to do, right? And there's probably a lot of limiting beliefs that you had. The story that you tell yourself is like, man, I can't do this, right? Like I'm gonna probably like mess up. I'm gonna stutter. I'm gonna falter over my words, right? And you're scared about being judged, right?
That is what it is. I still remember going to my first networking event that I went to, and I was on the bus. On the streetcar on Spadina, and I literally walked to the door, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. And somebody who's very near and dear to me now went up to me. She's like, hey, welcome. And I was like, somebody's talking to me. Why? And she kind of just like took my hand and forced me into a room. And that's kind of how it happened.
Sometimes you need that extra push, man. That's good. Yeah. So what are the 3 things you learned about yourself that you never knew before?
Number one thing is that my work ethic is unmatched. I've yet to meet anybody that has my work ethic. And I thought that it was normal to be beast mode all the time, but it's not. It's not normal. So I kind of had to realize that about myself, because I'm as a female, and I don't know who else in the chat room can attest to, we're always dimming down. Oh no, oh no, no, no. Oh, sorry, we didn't mean to be so direct. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to tell you that what you said or what you did wasn't up to part of my standard. So, you know, knowing that I have this work ethic and that I could speak up and not get, you know, shined down, then that was something really cool. Secondly, I learned that I was actually funny. You know, honestly, like I thought I was just funny to myself, but seriously, I'm funny. I'm funnier.
No, you are a funny individual. You are.
Yeah. I found out that I was funny. And the third thing that I found out was that I can actually do anything that I want, that there is nothing holding me back except for myself, period. Like there's nothing holding me back.
Bingo. And that's why I discovered, like I said last year, I was holding myself back. I'm so glad that you said that, because that's important. So what does the new normal look like for you these days?
Honestly, I don't even like to call it a new normal. I'm a very focused, I'm a very focused individual, and you know that, and whoever's talked to me in this chat room before knows that. So my goals are still the same as they were in January. It's just now I need to focus and maybe reconstruct a couple of things here and there to make it digital, for instance, as opposed to me being in person. The new normal to me, I'm still the same beast. I still want the same things. I still have talent. So that should be the trend on your end. Yes, this is a new normal. Yes, we're all inside. Our hair looks whack. I can't get Starbucks. I can't go to the mall. I can keep going. But what you have, your core capabilities to succeed, they're still there. They've never left. You just now have to figure out how you're going to make them shine.
Yep, and how you're going to navigate, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Cool. Now, what would be the 3 pieces of advice from Hanna that you could provide for everybody to help build their personal brand?
So first thing is start. Just start. I know a lot of people say, oh yeah, just start when you're ready. No, I need you to start now. the brand that you want to talk about, the thing that you want to do, the course that you want to enroll, the gym that you want to start working out in, all the comments that I saw of your audience. I need you to do one thing by the end of tonight, just one that's going to get you closer, whether it's reading a paragraph about the course that you want to enroll or opening up a YouTube page to get your show on the road. Whatever it is, I need you to start right now. I don't care if it's perfect. I sound late. I have, I think, 60 episodes now. Go listen to episode number 1 and then come talk to me about not sounding good. I sounded horrible. So, and still today I listened to myself and I was like, oh, shoot, minute 12, second 13, I started on that word. I shouldn't have said that. I listened to myself, right? So, you have to start now, because if not, I still be here going, oh, I want a podcast. I want to start one now. Oh my God. So start now. The second thing I would ask you to do is change your scope of how you view things. I know that when you come from a certain background, when you hear certain things, when you look a certain way, you think that you're at a disadvantage, and chances are that you're just as good as the person next to you. But if you're focusing on what he, she, or they are doing, then you'll never propel and excel in what your strengths are. Because what your strengths aren't mine. You're great on video. Me, meh. I'm on video because I have to be on video. It's not my strength. My strength is the voice. You know that. So, but I'm on video because I need to appeal to the masses.
Oh, come on. You're selling yourself short. That's a limiting belief. Stop that.
Limiting belief. You caught it. You caught it good. But, that's kind of the stuff that we do. And the third thing is, and I feel like nobody ever talks about this, is have fun. Can you have some fun? Like, this is
Can we
your
get an air
passion
high five for that, please, everyone? Let's have some fun. Come on. Let's get that going.
Let's have some fun, because if we're going to be here like, oh my God, I got to do this webinar. Oh, I got to launch this thing. Then stay at your 9 to 5. Stay there. Because if you're not going to have fun in the passion project that you're pursuing, then you might as well not do it at all. And forget steps 1 and 2.
Cool. Now, what would the name of your movie be called?
Oh, easy. The Life of Hanna.
That was easy. I wish I had a button for that one. All right. So, last question. What's the first thing you're going to do when the dust settles?
I don't have that plan, because I don't think the dust will settle anytime soon. So I'm just going to focus on today. And when the time comes, I'll let you know. I'll hit you up on DM.
Cool. All right. So I didn't give you guys my 3 things that I'm going to do, and I need to do that. Like, I'm asking you guys to do it, and I didn't even do it myself. Yeah. So it's only fair. So first thing I'm going to do, go to Baskin Robbins and get a cookie dough ice cream on a sugar cone. I've done some work, people. I've lost some weight during this quarantine season. I'm fine. I owe it to myself, so I'm good. Number 2, I'm going to plan a trip. I'm thinking Amsterdam in my mind, but if not Amsterdam, somewhere island related. Third one, and this is actually, I got this from you, Hannah, because we kind of talked about this. I want to take everybody in this community. We're going to go to brunch.
Oh,
Hannah's going to pay for it, but we're going to go to brunch. All of us are going to go to brunch. I'll get the mimosas. Hannah will take care of the brunch. It's fine.
Absolutely, because I'm going to be making so much dough at home that I wouldn't care.
All right, cool. Hanna, appreciate your time. Thank you, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good day. Here.
Before we go, Amazon challenge, okay? I said this is going to be 30 minutes, so I got to try to stick to it. Here it is. You guys see that? Every 5 weeks, every week for 5 weeks, I'll be giving away an Amazon gift card. If you want to win an Amazon gift card, you got to do something special. 1 week out of the 5, I will be giving away $100. But again, this is all part of the challenge, right? You got to do these little things that I'm about to tell you in order, because these are some incentive here. I do work for an incentives company, right, Beals? So this week, I'll be giving away $50. Here's what you got to do. Take a group virtual pic of this entire group. Post it up on LinkedIn, tag me in it, insert the hashtags. You got this. And the other hashtag is DYOS for Discover Your Other Self, because that's what we're here to do. So right now, I'm going to take a group pick because I want to try to win $50. But I want to appreciate you, and I thank you guys for participating. You do have that challenge of the week, and I do ask you to participate if you can. We'll see you guys next week. If you have any feedback, please feel free to share. I'll be sending out a survey, and it's great to see all your beautiful faces. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Reg.
Thanks.
Till next week.